So I made a video kind of like this last year where I talked about coming back to WoW in 2023, and well, I took another break again because I did have a point in time where I was not having that much fun with the game, so I stopped playing to do other stuff. But it's 2024, and WoW is a lot different than it was when I made that video. Well, not that it is a lot different, but it is a lot different of a climate, and there's a lot more things coming, and a lot of things that are in the game that weren't in the game before. So I wanted to talk about WoW in 2024, all the different versions, all the things we have to look forward to, all the craziness that's happening, if it's going to be good, if it's going to be bad. Well, I don't actually know if it's going to be good or bad. I just have my opinions, and if you want to listen to them, then grab some popcorn and sit down. Now, retail is the one we're going to start with because it is just the main World of Warcraft, so let's talk about that one first. And I'm going to be honest, retail WoW, I do not have my hopes up for right now. Dragonflight is not like something that I'm looking forward to playing. I'm already not playing it serious. I'm not raiding. I'm not doing Mythic Plus. I'll hop on every once in a while and do some mount farming or do some fun like achievements from the exploration tab at Dragon Isles, but I'm not doing the high level stuff right now. It's too much for me. I don't care anymore. And Season 4 of Dragonflight, the last season, is about to come out, and it's just like Season 4 of Shadowlands. I'm not interested. There's nothing new. It's just a remix of all the old stuff, and then they give us recolored rewards. Maybe they'll give us some new stuff, but there's nothing really that's jumping at me in retail right now. I already did all the raids. I don't really feel like doing them again. I'm sure I probably will do them again because there'll be an achievement like last time, but I'm probably just going to do them once, and then that's about it. The one thing in retail that I will probably check out though, and I'm not saying that I'm excited, but I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out, is the time-running Pandemonium event. The Mist of Pandaria new event that they're doing. They just announced this thing. This thing has been sitting on the roadmap for a while, but they just kind of announced what it's really going to be, and it looks a little interesting, and I don't know how I feel about it. This thing is supposed to be a limited time event where you start, I assume, on a new seasonal server on retail, which is weird. They're doing seasonal servers on retail now. You start a new character, you level at a faster pace than normal, and you get to go through all the quests and dungeons and raids of Mists of Pandaria, but they're remixed. And they're using all the new Dragonflight abilities, classes, mechanics, all that stuff, but we're doing the old Mists of Pandaria content. And there's rewards that are new rewards that are remixed of the old rewards. I don't know, I've missed out on a lot of the Mist of Pandaria rewards, so I kind of want to do it just to get the old rewards and the new rewards, because it does say you can collect account-wide cosmetics, new and old, so some of the old stuff is going to be there. But I just don't know how this event's going to play out. I'm like kind of excited, but you know, at the same time, it's Mists of Pandaria. It's not necessarily my favorite thing to see. I feel like Mists of Pandaria wasn't that bad. It didn't really need remixing, you know, give us like Warlords of Draenor remixed, so where it's actually good this time. But this does make me think, is this them trying to get out of making classic Mists of Pandaria? Because if this does well, I could totally see them just doing this more with other expansions, and then they don't have to keep the classic timeline going on. But we'll see what they do. We'll see. And of course, for retail WoW, later on this year, we do have to look forward to the War Within. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, retail expansions aren't really having me excited like they used to. Of course, I'm going to play it. Of course, the first month or two, I'm going to be on it 10 hours a day doing all the stuff. But the gameplay loop at the end game of Mythic Plus and raiding, it just kind of isn't me anymore. There is the new Delves thing, and there's some other new stuff that could be fun, but I'm not going to have my hopes up quite yet. I think the warbands, though, are a really good idea. All the stuff that comes along with them are very great additions to the game. I wish they would just add it to the game now instead of making us wait until the pre-patch, but I'll be patient a little bit, I guess. Now, there was one other thing they added to retail out of nowhere that took everybody by surprise, okay? Ever since they announced the 2024 roadmap, there was a little pirate flag sitting there with patch 10.2.6, and nobody knew what this was going to be at first. We all assumed it was going to be some pirate quest line where you probably get some pirate-themed rewards, some boring PvE event that nobody cares about a week later. But that's not what it was. The day it came out, they announced and released in the same day a whole new World of Warcraft game mode, Plunderstorm, which is their own battle royale, which you don't need to be in the MMO to play. So anybody jumps into it, starts. It's an even playing field for all players to jump in and go. And this is amazing. I'm going to make a full video about Plunderstorm soon because I've been playing it a lot and I kind of have more things to say. I do want to say a little bit in this video to give my feels about it. Plunderstorm is awesome. Okay, I think it's a great way to look at the game. It's great for the future of the game. I grinded all the way to level 40. I've gotten wins. I've gotten, I feel like I'm decent at it, but, I'm probably trash compared to a lot of people. And it's just PvP made more fun. Because yes, this is PvP in World of Warcraft, but this is not World of Warcraft PvP. There's like 10 abilities total. Anybody can jump in. There's no gear that you have to go and get beforehand to have an advantage. It's just a fun event, and it could be added on so much into the future, and I know that they're going to take stuff from this game. They are testing mechanics from this to put into the main game, and I hope they do. I like the tab targeting being automatic. I like the action combat. I like the mobility. I like having less stuff on my UI. I like there being no add-ons. This is a gem. I hope they keep adding on to Plunderstorm, and I hope it just gets bigger and bigger. And I hope they definitely take notes for Plunderstorm to put into the main game. Now let's talk about my more favored version of World of Warcraft, and that is Classic. Now, Classic Wrath of the Lich King is coming to an end, and with that, the real Classic comes to an end. I don't care what anybody says, Cataclysm is not Classic. I made a whole video about this back a couple months ago before they announced Cataclysm, and yeah, they announced Cataclysm. I still think they shouldn't have. I think it's a waste of time and resources, but hey, it's probably just free money for Blizzard. I personally am not going to play Cataclysm, okay? I played Cataclysm back in the day. It was fun for the time, but I don't really have the itch to do that content because the raids were hard, the dungeons were hard. I don't hop on Classic WoW to play hard content. I come on Classic WoW for the vibes, the feel, just playing an RPG and having fun with the boys. Crack open a beer and go into a raid that has 3 mechanics. And to be honest, I do feel like Cataclysm might be the end. I really thought they were going to do Mists of Pandaria Classic, but with this new Mists of Pandaria mode going on into retail, it makes me think that maybe they're just not going to do that, and this is the end here. I feel like they shouldn't have done that, and Wrath should have been the end, but, they're going to do what they're going to do. That's pretty much all I have to say about Cataclysm Classic because, well, I'm not playing it, so I'm not really even caught up with any of the changes or what's really going on there. I know people are playing the beta and having fun, or is it maybe it's the alpha? I don't know what the difference is, but I'm more interested in Classic Era. And, well, not really Classic Era, but it's on the Classic Era. I'm more interested in Season of Discovery. I played Season of Discovery Phase 1 when it came out at the beginning of the year, and I grinded it super hard. But then Phase 2 came out, and I genuinely just did not care. Some of the events looked cool, like the Blood Moon, whenever that was that boss nobody could kill for a few days. That looked awesome. Nobragon, it's not necessarily my most favorite place that I would have turned into a raid, but I'll get to it eventually, because I did start leveling up again in Season of Discovery, and I'm having a blast, and I'm gonna get up to level 50. I know I'm behind everybody, but I'm getting there, and I'm gonna make more Season of Discovery videos soon. There's actually one in the works right now. But Season of Discovery Phase 3 just did release, and with that, there's Sunken Temple Raid, there's tons of new runes, which are abilities, there's tons of new items, all kinds of new stuff for your classes. So if you haven't played Season of Discovery somehow, and you want to know what your classic classes are like with a little bit of remix, but still in the classic world, vanilla world, go play Season of Discovery. That's what I'm going to be mostly playing. This is the version of WoW that I feel like has the most potential. It could become something truly great, and I'm actually super excited for it to get to level 60, because I'm sure the level 60 content is going to be absolutely crazy, and there's actually going to be so much to do at level 60, especially if they just drop all the raids at once. I doubt they will. I'm sure it'll take a little while and they'll phase through all the raids, but when all the raids are out and there's so much to do at level 60, SOD is going to be something crazy. But then even after SOD, what are they going to do after Season of Discovery? Well, they could keep the server permanent forever, or they could do another season, call it Season of something else, and then just do it again, but with different abilities this time. You do different raids along the way, or you just keep the raids that we did in Season of Discovery and you start over again at level 1 1 with the time-gated leveling and add more raids along the way. So eventually we get to level 25 and there's 3 raids to do at level 25 instead of just 1. Now that might be overwhelming for some, but I think it's awesome. I don't care. Now, Classic Era is still a thing that some people play. I know it's not as popular as it was a few months ago, but hey, if you're playing regular Classic Era, just good old-fashioned vanilla, and you enjoy it, stick with it, because let me tell you something, if anything, vanilla Classic Era is going to be the one that always has booms every few months, because every few months or every few years, people always have that itch for just good old classic vanilla WoW, and then they'll go and hop over to the Classic Era servers. And there's also Hardcore, and Hardcore, I don't even know if people are still playing that. I know they have a new solo mode. It's not really my thing. I'm probably not going to do it unless maybe one day I do another video series about Hardcore. But just playing casually for fun, I don't really like hardcore like that. I don't like being on the edge of my seat, being super anxious over every little move that I do in the game. I'm good, but hey, if you like that, you know what? That's you. That's good. There's actually a ton of versions of the game to play right now. Let me think. There's Retail. Soon there's going to be the Pandaria event in Retail. There's Plunderstorm. There's Cataclysm coming up. There's Classic Era. There's Sod. There's Classic Hardcore Self-Found, if you count that as another. There's a lot of WoW to play right now, and it's kind of overwhelming if you do want to play all of them. So if I were you, I would probably just pick 1, maybe 2, and kind of just focus on those if you really want to play WoW like that right now. But anyways, that's my thoughts, my feelings on World of Warcraft in 2024. There's a lot to go, a lot to look forward to, and I hope everybody has a great time on whatever version of the game they play. I have a Plunderstorm video and a Season of Discovery video coming soon, so make sure you subscribe. I'm going to try to stream also, so if you want to go follow me on there, that's cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.